of this sector, Chifandi. Is it proper that an eminence such as mine be thus confined?
It is not, Great One.
Then we are of one mind. Reclaim the neighboring Dolmen Gate, so that distant worlds might come to know my greatness.
It shall be as you command.
Tread carefully, Nemesis. So forthright a move is likely to draw the gaze of the Eldari.
Do you question our Pharaoh's command?
I merely counsel caution. Arrogance is a poor shield.
I cannot defy the Great One. His will is supreme.
As you wish, Nemesis. As you wish.
Chinchar is the mineral heart of the Segmentum Obscurus, feeding the manufactorums of Agrippina and a dozen other sectors. There are few truly colonized planets in this sector, as worlds rich in mineral resource tend towards the inhospitable. The citizens of Chinchar are likely to be slaves or penal workers, living out miserable lives in arid mines or aboard freighters. But for some renegades, there are other options. Resnor, the last resting place of vessels whose fury once shuddered the stars. A world rich in resource for those in need, and fraught with peril besides, for it is not only sunlight that caresses the planet's surface, but the toxic emissions from 1,000 reactors still trapped in decaying orbit. The region of space now known as the Eye of Terror was once home to the Eldari Empire. A prideful, sensuous people, the Eldari realized too late the perils of excess. The fourth Chaos God, Slaanesh, was born from their debauchery, its coming heralded by a psychic scream that shook real space to its foundations and devastated the Eldari. The Crone Worlds are all that remain of the Eldari's fallen domain. They are blighted planets, consumed by the spreading unreality of the Eye of Terror, and twisted to new and nightmarish realities. Though the Crone Worlds are overrun by the servants of the Dark Gods, the Eldari have not entirely abandoned them. They cannot, for only here can the treasured Spirit Stones be harvested, and thus the souls of the dying be saved from thirsting Slaanesh. Such expeditions are fraught with peril, for there are few more dangerous places amongst the stars. Many who seek the Crone Worlds do not return. The Eldari have never recovered from the horrors of the Fall. They are a fractured, dwindling population on the brink of extinction. Most dwell aboard star-treading craft worlds, honing their peerless minds along the disciplined paths in the hope of staving off the perils of decadence and thus preventing a second, final catastrophe. But not all Eldari can bear the rigidity of craft world life. Some depart their homes, seeking adventure amongst the stars as corsairs. Such lives are fraught with danger, but are also rich with excitement. These outcasts can be found in every corner of the galaxy, blazing a brief but exhilarating trail before madness claims them. The Drakari, too, live outside the structures of the Eldari path. Corrupt and cruel, they keep Slaanesh at bay, not with discipline and spirit stones, but by feasting on the torment of others. Raiders and slavers all, the Drakari are a blight upon the galaxy, as selfish as they are sadistic, as untrustworthy as they are cunning. But in recent days, the barriers between the Eldari factions have begun to crumble, with ever more gathering beneath the banner of one named Ivrain. These Inari keep their beliefs hidden as their intentions. Should they be encountered on the battlefield, caution will serve you well.
My ascension proceeds apace. You have done well.
I do but serve as your vessel, Great One. Yet, I have some concern that reawakening the Dolmen Gate will have drawn the gaze of the Eldari.
If the Eldari are alerted to our presence, it is due to your actions, not my command.
Of course, Great One. I did not mean to imply otherwise.
Deathless abhorrence. We know your intent. We know your purpose. We will find you, and your curse shall be lifted from this region.
Greetings, esteemed foe. Rejoice, for we shall meet you in battle as protocol demands.
And you shall be scattered across the stars for your presumption.
I bring dire tidings, Nemesaur. Our outposts register Eldari fleets in increasing number.
Do tell, Tsar. I would never have guessed without your bountiful insight. The Eldari are indeed roused, as you predicted. The Pharaon will hold me accountable for this.
Unless you put an end to the incursions before he orders you to do so. Victory forgives all transgressions.
Indeed. But it is Kefrenk's forgiveness that concerns me most.
It has come to my notice that you have repelled an Eldari incursion without instruction.
I thought it best, Great One. I did not wish to trouble you with such matters.
I see. Have a care that your initiative does not become a spur to excessive pride.
Naturally not, Great One.
And yet, you have served me well. Thus, I grant you a further decree of plenty. Use it well.
Of course, Great One.
Today, you are rewarded. But what of tomorrow?
With the Eldari intrusion so masterfully contained, I would have you turn your eye to different horizons.
With the greatest respect, Great One. It is only a matter of time before the Eldari return.
I will not have my wisdom questioned by a groveling cryptek. You will remain silent.
I stand ready to obey your will, Great One.
Have you heard of the vagabond Trazin?
I know he is a thief, unworthy of your mention.
Indeed. This day, the thief has uncovered something of great value to the Nephilim. We must meet his price in trade. Trazin is a collector. You will acquire for him a sought-after specimen. Segle Khan one of the human warriors designated the White Scars.
Do not fail me.
Orcs are amongst the deadliest of the Xenos races. Multitudinous, belligerent, and possessed of brutal cunning, they spread across the stars like a green tide. Even in the war-riven sectors around the Eye of Terror, forever beset by chaos, they rank amongst the greatest threats. As battle raged between the Imperium and the dread forces of chaos, the Orcs gained a foothold upon ravaged worlds, using them as staging areas from which they could slingshot deeper into Imperial territory. Orc technology is ramshackle, but terrifyingly effective, combining mismatched components, scavenged gear, and intuitive leaps to forge weapon systems whose inner workings baffle the most experienced of the Imperium's adepts, but lack for nothing in sheer unbridled firepower. In much the same way, an Orc warlord can take a multitude of squabbling clans and forge them into an unstoppable army. Such a war has the sheer unbridled might necessary to conquer the stars themselves, leaving naught but rubble in its wake. As its momentum grows, so do its numbers grow, swollen by green skins drawn to the promise of bloodlust, teeth, and loot. The Forge world Agrippina itself would have fallen millennia ago, but for its formidable defenses, now bolstered by the Cadian diaspora. Even with Cadia lying in ruins, its scions stand firm beside Agrippina. And it is well that this is so, for the world's technological wonders have proven an irresistible lure to Chaos warpsmiths. The Agrippina sector is a linchpin in the Cadian Gate's defenses, a laboring manufactorum that feeds nearby worlds with weaponry and much-needed munitions. Wealth abounds within its borders, and it supplies the Astra Militarum with many of its finest regiments.
Hail, a Marken of the Neferu. Anakale, what would the Temerin dynasty have of me? Our war is not so long in the past that I welcome you.
I invoke the protocol of Concordia. We require your assistance. A most unexpected development.
Proceed.
The Temerin core worlds are invaded. We stand upon the brink of destruction. I am authorized to offer fealty in exchange for aid. A generous offer, or a desperate one.
And this invader of which you speak?
The Great Devourer. Those known to others as the Tyranids. We have fleets mustering across this region. Protect them, and they shall be yours to command.
The Imperium of Man. A galaxy-spanning empire in decline. Once, humanity stood on the brink of taming the stars. A golden age of light and glory beckoned. But men have ever been prone to temptation and lured to stubborn pride. Now the Space Marines, intended as the vanguard of mankind's ascension, fight ceaselessly to prevent their father's work sliding into ruin. The Adeptus Mechanicus, custodians of wondrous technology, take to the stars in hope of unearthing lost secrets from the very darkest of ages, and to impose the Omnissiah's will upon a scattered galaxy. But nowhere is the Imperium's might more plainly seen than in the vessels of its star-spanning navy. As war rages, colossal warships slip anchor to smite the foe with the righteous fury of the faithful. Such vessels are both Imperium's stalwart shield and gleaming spear, shining in the impenetrable dark of space. It takes more than a man to command such a warship. It takes a hero, strong in will and unflinching of purpose. Without such heroes, the Emperor's light would surely wane. Admiral Spire is one such hero, forged in the hallways of the vaunted Schola Progenium, tempered in the cursed days of Abaddon's 12th Black Crusade. Long has he been lost, but now, freed from the Immaterium's clutches, he returns to shed his blood in the Emperor's cause once more. Any who seek to sweep mankind from the stars must first reckon with Spire. Many have sought his head, all have failed. But one hero alone may not be enough to change the Imperium's fortunes. It will take thousands, even millions, for mankind to reclaim its footing in the Eye of Terror's gaping maw. And millions more to hold it. Such a task will not be easy. Cadia is demon-hunted rubble, and the Imperium itself is scarred, torn in two by the cicatrix maledictum. But it is the nature of heroes to triumph in adversity, and of faith to flourish in the dark.
Foe, we come in need, not out of desire for bloodshed. Surrender yourself, and your followers will be spared.
Necrons, here. By the pyres of Kumkarta, you'll have nothing from me.
Incorrect. A pity he is so selfish.
The unascended are often so, Nemesis. This region is thick with wreckage. It will distort signals. It may be that we cannot trust our sensors.
Understood. We will proceed with caution. I serve your glory. Inferior vessels sighted. Inferior vessels sighted. What is your command? command? Energy to recoalescence. Ready to serve. Adopting defensive protocols. Shroud strike complete. Critical damage levied. Shroud strike successful. What is your command? Shroud strike complete. Critical damage levied. Internal damage registered.
Seized and transposed to a tesseract labyrinth.
Excellent. Alas, it would appear that his warriors desire to fight on.
Hardly unexpected, Nemesaur. Pride is a spur to foolishness. I recommend you protect the capture ship. It would be a shame to lose Trezen's prize.
Is the specimen secure?
Sealed deep with a tesseract labyrinth. Is in pristine condition. Perfect for Trezen's collection.
Good. Kefrek will be pleased.
Perhaps. Dealing with Trezen is seldom a smooth course.
The Tyranids, the great devourer. In all the stars, there has never been a Xenos race more inimical to the survival of mankind. Indeed, they are the bane of all other life. Their origins are but poorly understood, the stuff of rumor and supposition and nightmare. The adepts of Mars believe that a single unknowable consciousness guides the Hive Fleets about their voracious purpose. This consciousness knows only unquenchable hunger. Hive ships serve as synapse nodes, spreading the influence of the Tyranid hive mind across the stars. Such is the hive mind's suffocating will that the warp is distorted for light years around. Confusion and terror spread before the Hive Fleet's advance, as dreams darken and madness spreads. As the Hive Fleets advance, the suffocating embrace quenches the Emperor's light and drowns doomed worlds in psychic shadow. But the greatest threat comes from within. Foul creatures known as gene stealers infiltrate unvigilant worlds. A patriarch arises from the population's subverted flesh and projects a psychic beacon to draw the Hive Fleet ever closer. As the gene stealer cult grows in power, they emerge from the shadows of their benighted world. Civil war rages, shaking the planet asunder. Then the skies darken with spores and the Hive Fleet's voracious tendrils. The cultists exult at the fulfillment of prophecy and their ascension into the light. Their delusions die with them. There are many Hive Fleets, each but a facet of the immeasurable Tyrannid threat. Leviathan is the greatest, and has wrought ruin on a scale never before witnessed. Though the great rift arising from Cadia's ruin has severed many of Leviathan's tendrils, many more remain. Even now, one is surging towards the Eye of Terror.
My thanks for the amusing trifle. I know just the gallery in which to place him.
I have upheld my end of the bargain. It is now for you to uphold yours. Where is my triadic activator?
I do not have it.
Charlatan! You have betrayed the divine will of Kefric the Unbroken, Farron of Neferu. I shall see you disintegrated for this.
Don't be tedious, Kefric. I don't have it, but I do know where it can be found. I never promised to place the thing in your hand. It is aboard the human vessel designated Phalanx. I recently had the opportunity to have a look around. You need only reclaim it.
Very well. But you shall remain here as my guest. I would not want there to be any misunderstandings.
Your guest? Well, I can hardly refuse. Not with all these guards. I mean, servants so close to hand.